Hello, all 60 people that watch these videos. Normally by this time, I would have already made more than one video. Right? But I've set up my new set, right? I've wrangled my mother in, she's just out of frame. She pushed play for me, and she's gonna push stop if and when it becomes time. And so she's gonna look up periodically and I'm gonna point, because that's how that works, right? And we're on the same page, okay. Anyway, this channel is dedicated to processing my pathological relationship with Quentin Tarantino. I am the reason that Quentin canceled his film, The Movie Critic, last year. He set me up last year at a screening at De Niro Con of Jackie Brown, and when I didn't submit to his psychic whim, he and the cabal of degenerates that surround him entered into a Faustian covenant to compel me to madness. And now that they've failed with this regard, they've entered into depraved, base, disgusting black magic evil to destroy my body with their minds. So, we're talking about it, right? And so as the days continue, right, and I've written a novel, right, we're reading through the novel, we're talking about the novel, we're talking about the writing, we're talking about the nature of reality, we're talking about how he does what he does, how I do what I do. I am the millennial dragon, I am the psychic scientist, I have the right to say these things, right? You believe it, you don't believe it, you say I'm an ignorant ass, you say I'm completely fucking insane, then you're just as degenerate as Quentin is, right? Because there is such a thing as occult science. And that's the point. That's what we're getting at here. All instances of clairvoyance is the mind of the adept tapping into the non-locality of the conscious field which permeates every cubic centimeter of space. Right? So the novel's called Building a Coven, as in a witch's coven, right? Which is something that I have to do, not that I want to, right? Not that I'm opposed to having beautiful women, do things that I ask them to do, like with their minds. That's cool, right? But what I'm saying is that they don't have to be women, but like no dudes allowed, right? But what I'm saying is that like he is kicking off that fucking film, right, in December. And if it stays this occulted thing, this is why the channel exists, right? Right? When he starts making that film, he's gonna do disgusting base black magic evil. He's gonna seek the destruction of my body with his mind, with a power that no court can try him on. Right? So that's why this channel exists, to talk about it. All that's left is to talk about it. And as the days pass, right, I just keep like thinking about just fucked up things, funny things, right? Like I think I'm gonna start calling his agent Mike Simpson every day, and I'm probably gonna put it on here. Right? Start fucking talking cash shit about him fucking 14-year-olds at Tijuana donkey shows. Right? That's William Morris Endeavor. They support child pedophilia and black magic. What a great institution. Right? Westboro Baptist. Right? Have those motherfuckers picketing outside with the guy on the cross, with the cross that's got the wheels in the back. Pretty funny. Right? I could say something else about daughters, but instead of doing that, right, I'm going to read from my novel, right, because it's a novelization of my experiences, right, with Quentin Tarantino on the psychic frontier. To give a quick recap, here's my plug for Twisted Tea. One second. Tribeca has come and gone. I am now on the street, seeking resolution with Quentin in a palpable way. Right? He's playing his conniving mind games. I have written David Berlinski. Right? I have written the Discovery Institute. I have written Salman Rushdie. Right? I have written Thomas Pynchon. I have written the jam band Fish. Right? And they all, right? He threw me right under the bus with all of them. Right? So, I'll pick up where I left off. I called my mother and explained, begged essentially, for a reprieve. They were watching, professing their love for me. She got me a bed for several days. I am eternally grateful. I told her little beyond that there is no movie, that everything's fucked up. She doesn't understand, but empathizes. It's nice to smoke a cig that's not rolled from ground butts. I've been in my rage all day. The pieces of the puzzle are now scattered. More people are aware of our degeneration. I can remember a week or so ago, on the street, after the writers had written, attempting to sleep, someone came, only a moment, but I heard him, Mish. They're torturing him. He left. Days pass. Willow condescends, telling me I'll be fine, which I resent. I never needed her until she begged me to love her. Sitting outside earlier, I played one of my favorite songs. 30 years later, something happened. Willow told me it is a beautiful song, and her father said, "It's a badass idea, dude. We'll do it." At the exact same time in Vermont, the band read my letter. I heard them. We all did. Muscle saying, "This guy's serious. He wouldn't have written. We could do it at a tweaker," as a counter to my 4-song idea, which when writing I didn't even realize they actually do on the first Fish DVD from 2000, which was one of the first shows I watched. I told them I wasn't married to any of the songs beyond seeing it again if they wanted to do it different. While thinking about it, Clay appeared, dumping it in my lap. I went off, just like I said in my letter, and he got it, saying, "It does seem like they're both into it. This guy can do it." Annabella erupted, They're writing! A little later in the evening, I felt Clay again. He too is a power holder. Very quiet, very still. Eventually he spoke. "This guy's a real fan. We're in." When our love was high, after I delivered my letters and poems, and I was sure we were in love, she seemed excited if unsure. "He's only doing this for the role." Her family assured her that that wasn't true. They were right, then as now. When I wrote Willow, it was not in relation to the role, though consciously perhaps is a necessary addendum, in her reductionist, materialistic, psychological fashion. It was in relation to how she made me feel. I wanted to write her, to show her I'm in love with her, and it can be great. We can be devoted to each other. That I trust her occult tactics were in relation to her desire to be close, and therefore are forgivable. I have always struggled to see my value in the world, grasping at straws and groping in the dark for meaning and understanding. Guitar, singing, writing, acting. My mind is a raging tempest. When she sought to reside there, I banished her. And when she wanted me to love her, I wanted her to stay. Now I wish I had never been born, and I know I will never be free of her, any of them. Other times her sadness was as palpable as mine. I can recall a day, however long ago, sitting in the library, when my mind overflowed with visions of violence. I wished him dead once more. He cursed me as well, reminding me how it hurts. I apologized, attempting to explain how I cannot control my thoughts, how our continued separation breeds my contempt. He left, and soon I saw her crying at her vision board. I asked her not to, wanting her to feel that everything is fine, but she was upset, feeling that she had compelled the loss of my sanity. She left. I closed my eyes, striving to rest. Annabella's father emerged soon. I saw him in my mind's eye, and in that moment felt no camaraderie, pure voyeurism, violation. And so I opened my eyes, closing the window to the soul, obscuring it through sensory input. He spoke to me for the first time. "What is your intention with my family?" I, in that moment, behind another flood of tears, wanted more than anything for him to believe, to know that I want good things for everyone, that I love her, that I want Alistair to direct me in Hamlet, that there is nothing I would not do, now or ever, to prove my devotion, my dedication, my love. I don't know that he truly believed me, but he confirmed I meant well, though I am troubled. He is an old-world Kabbalistic rabbi-type character. It is no accident his daughter is married to Alistair. On the other end of his inquiry, if I had been more shrewd and exacting, opposed to emotional, I could have turned the question upon them all. As in my letter that accompanied the poems, what is your family's intention with me? Have I not shown my devotion, adoration, respect, remorse, strength? I am in love with her. I want us to be together. I know I will give more than any other actor is capable of. What more can I possibly sacrifice to show Alistair? All my actions, all my heart and soul. I have nothing else to give except my life. Except my life. Except my life. It is a mystery to me. What motivates such a base manipulation? After David came and assured me he would help, I took to hearing him more. He seemed to want me to come to Seattle, the Discovery Institute, which I now know was a complete fabrication. After I was given the lie regarding Hamlet, that they wanted to help me, I felt that Alistair had reached out to him, that he cares for me, and I resigned myself to go. 2 nights before I tried to get a free bus ticket to Seattle, I found myself thinking about Anna, how wonderful she is, to which Willow said, "You're thinking about some bitch in Seattle, aren't you?" I affirmed with disdain, to which she said, "What's her name?" To which I said, "Fuck you." To which she said, "Just tell me." I told her name was Anna. And after a time I felt her, Anna, emerge. I raged, calling Willow a fucking bitch, apologizing to Anna, assuring her my frustration is not directed at her. Every time I thought of her, she was there. She told me everything I wanted to hear. When I told her I was maybe coming to Seattle, she said she wanted to see me, telling her friends I was all class, wondering if I was a psychic, asking if it was real. I did not want to answer her, at times. I am in their mind, they are not in mine, with exceptions. As I can, so can others. Willow, Alistair, Annabella, her father, David Selinsky, Red Niche, Clay Anastasio. They have all visited me actively. Most have a diminished sphere of intention. It is a focusing, a refinement. The further the refinement, the clearer the picture. By the time I made my way to Skid Row to get the ticket, Anna and I were very close. Got to the place, went through the steps, needed to call someone who would accept me upon arrival. So, believing Alistair and trusting my thoughts, I found a number to the Discovery Institute, and though they know me, they politely told me to fuck off, and the picture became clear. Outside the building, with Anna still whispering sweet nothings, I got a free government phone, told her she can call or fuck off, and again the picture clarifies itself. This is the most egregious display of their power. To mutate my memories and cast them as shadow puppets. No choice of good. Apex manipulation devoid of the love I've always sought to offer everyone, most of all to them. As their house of cards collapsed around us, I heard her. God, got a phone! Annabella was upset. You wound him up again? Having no money, I walked all the way back to West Hollywood, pounding the pavement all those hours, yearning for whatever is on the other side of life. So that's Anna, David Selinsky, and Stephen Sayer all fabricated. They should have just bought me the ticket. High fucking comedy, ha 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 ha. Alistair seems to feel the strain of it all. She, Willow, seems to enjoy it. Trying to break my mind. Is pure evil actually manifest? Does she, Alistair, want me to suffer? I was sure he trusted me with the role. I felt that when she came, I can do something to show him he still can. Trust me. Now, I don't trust myself. I know I fucked everything up, I know. He made it easy, I made it difficult. I was a fucking coward, just like her. I've persisted knowing there is reconciliation somewhere. Knowing I'd hate myself forever if I didn't do everything I could. I believed Willow my champion. That she ground down her father. But now she resents me, forcing her to grow up. We've made no progress since New York. She can humiliate me and treat me like a natural history exhibit and steal all my secrets and fears, no problem. But she can't respect me enough to even be in the same room as me. An actor who wrote her father about helping him on his last film. I feel stuck. I think hateful things. Those letters represent the most focused, sincere expression of my soul I ever sought to bestow upon anyone. She has degraded it by treating it as a trivial, flippant game. She wanted me to love her. I could say a lot about it, how their power manifests. And true, we have a strange dynamic in that she wants me to scream at her. But after abrasively wearing me down, I relented. Okay, I love you more than anyone else can. It's not why I wrote in any way. I did not know you existed, nor did it suit me to obsess over Alistair in any way. So I didn't. You say you need me, Willow. You say I complete you. All these things and more. That's great. I want that too. Why wouldn't I? You could be ugly as a dog. But I know that's not true. Because I saw you 2 months ago at Clam. When I met you, I believed you a psychic to the Hollywood elite. And so I cursed your cavalier irreverence to your power. Your selfishness was gross to me. Knowing that you can call any time, look me in the eye, and ask whatever you want. Alistair could have asked me to submit to hypnosis or some such, and I would have agreed. Now, there's no need. Your father asked me to forgive you without doing any of the things I was sure were necessary to wipe our slates clean. I agreed. I fell in love with you the moment I first saw you, and now is betrayal. The ugliest act, rooted in malice or forethought, intention, will, spite. I see nothing in her worth loving anymore. I know there is something beautiful inside of me. I have pursued this end with everything I have for years now. And when I wrote about the journalist, about this character who is a writer, I thought all the stars aligned. And I'm sure they have. But now she is in relation to the role. She makes me feel worthless, miserable, as though I don't belong. Her psyche, that of malevolence, avarice, evil, is a psychological mirror to inherent vice. She is the psychic equivalent to decay, decomposition, death, aspirations, winter. The ramifications of this will last at least 2 lifetimes, perhaps 10. While walking to the store earlier, I had the thought, this is fucking bullshit! And my writers returned, asking what's wrong, inquiring about Willow, lamenting my frustration. We're all in a state. Alistair getting messages, saying he doesn't want to talk about it, telling me we all have our crosses to bear. Now that Clam has written, it seems like all is well again. Everyone's excited. Alistair asks me, are you ready? Madison Square Garden, you gonna stay with us? And when I don't answer immediately, he continues, come on, man. And I admit, I suppose I should. Willow is kind and loving again, but she is my weakness. So I'll stop there.